Welcome to Survival Defense Lab and our review of the Athlon Argos BTR scope. I know you don't want to look at my ugly mug, so I'm just going to narrate over some pictures of the scope. And I'm going to keep this quick because there's not a lot to be said about just how awesome this scope is. A little history before we get into the scope. Athlon wants to provide a high quality scope without all the markup that you see with some other manufacturers. Now, to be fair, those manufacturers have earned the right to provide some markup because of their brand. They've provided a great product, but sometimes that brand name markup gets a little inflated, and Athlon wanted to create an alternative where they could provide a scope with high quality parts, high quality glass, repeatability in its tracking, but without that high markup. And so they've got several scopes out on the market. The Argos BTR, the one I'm showing you now, runs around the $400 range, a little less, a little more, depending on where you get it from. So let's talk about the features. First, glass. This is super important to everybody, and you understand why. You're looking through it. You want to be able to see, right? Well, the glass is clear edge to edge. A lot of cheaper scopes, even in the $200-300 range, you're going to see a lot of blurring around the edge. Not with Athlon. Their glass, probably the clearest glass I've seen. For the everyday shooter, guy who just needs a really good scope to see really far, Athlon far surpasses their needs when it comes to clarity of glass. Next, tracking. It works, it's solid, it's repeatable. I did a small tracking test where I kind of draw a circle around the zero and then come back to the zero, and that way if there's any variability in the clicks compared to what's expected, you're going to see it amplified versus if you just go up to, down to, up to, left to, back to, that sort of thing. You draw the circle, you're going to amplify those differences. Did it still right on. The zero and the tracking is 99.99% perfect. And something that is really cool is its first focal plane. The fact that we can find an FFP scope at this price range is ridiculous. You're going to think there's some flaws and it's going to be cheaply made, but no, it works. Clarity of glass holds through all the magnifications, and FFP is so nice so you don't have to do weird calculations to figure out what your holdover is. Now, I will admit there is one little, and I hesitate to call it a flaw, but limitation. The adjustment is limited to 18 mil or about 60 MOA, which I know a lot of people want more than that, but I don't have a problem with it personally, but I can see why that is an issue for some people. But otherwise, this scope is perfect. It's $400, it's got clear glass, the tracking is repeatable, it's got an illuminated glass-etched reticle. The reticle gives you a lot of information without flooding your vision and keeping you from being able to see what you're shooting at. It holds at zero. Twist the knobs, come back to your zero, and it's gonna be there. Now, it doesn't have a lot of the extra fancy bells and whistles like zero stops and things like that, but you can reset your zero, and like I said, it's gonna hold for you. It does the basics very, very, very well, sometimes way more than you'd ever expect for a scope at this price point. And again, it's only $400. So go out, buy this scope. I'd say tell them that Frank sent you, although they'll have no idea who I am because this isn't sponsored. This is just a great product that I found, and I wanted to share this review with you. But maybe if you tell them I sent you, they'll send me cool stuff like a sticker or a t-shirt. Anyways, so that's my review of the Athlon Argos BTR. If you liked it, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my website at survivaldefenselab.com. And as always, stay awesome.